What's up, YouTube? So the list is real now, and these are the three cards we've lost. We lost Future, a third Duality, and a third E-Call. You would think, Future Fusion sort of sucks. We can't abuse Zephyros or anything like that anymore. You'd think these two aren't a big deal, but the more testing this upcoming format, losing the three of these combined really hurt consistency a lot more than you would think that it would. So I've been testing a lot of stuff, and they're about to show you the build that I've come up with for the beginning of this format. It's a little bit different. Still a low monster count, still pretty super poly and whatnot orientated. But we got a little bit different idea going on in the main deck. A couple changes to the side and extra deck as well. So to start off, we've got Stratos and Triple Alias, our standard 4. And then the fifth and final hero is the Captain Gold to go search out that skyscraper, just like before. I've gone back to double T-King in the main. I miss playing T-King, so I wanted to play him again. He's still 19. He's honestable, because we are playing Honest now. As well as a lot of our extra deck exceeds happen to be light, so Honest works really well there. It stops plenty of searching. Spellbooks do a lot of searching. Mirror Match does a lot of searching. Thunder King's just all around really, really good, especially with Honest. And then the ninth monster is Gorse because of protection. I've dropped Bubble Beat and whatnot all together from the deck. On two spells, we have two Duality, Rhoda, and double E-Call. That's sort of our consistency engine. They let us search through and get what we need. Triple Spark, triple Miracle Fusion. Only double Super Poly. I went ahead and sided the third one. Just trying to make room for some things in the main deck. So it was either cut a Super Poly or cut a Miracle. I was back and forth between the two, and I figured, well, if I cut the third Super Poly, I can always side it. Made more sense to side a Super Poly than a Miracle Fusion, so that's the route I went. Heavy Storm, the Skyscraper for Captain Gold, and then Staples, Mind Control, Dark Hole, and Monster Reborn. On to traps. I cut the Solemns completely. I've kind of not been a fan of giving life points for things lately, but I want to abuse my opponent with it a little bit. But for traps, we have double Torrential, only double Hero Blast. Having lost Future Fusion, it's a little harder to assure that there's an Alias in grave, especially early game, and I'm not going to play foolish just to put an Alias in the graveyard. So back to two Hero Blast. Only one Compulse now. Similar to the Super Poly, I needed to make room, so I cut one. Double Mirror Force, because Konami decided to give us this broken thing again. Mirror Force has sort of fallen by the wayside. A lot of people weren't really playing it anymore, but at 2, most certainly will be staple. And then the last 6 cards of the deck are sort of what's there to either troll or give it consistency. The first 3 are Legacy Yatagarasu. They're bluffs and they're free draws. So just playing those lets the deck act like it's 37 cards, and then Rhodas and E-Calls and Dualities, and the working number of the deck actually gets down really low, right around that 30 count. So you like the free draws. And then the next 3 cards of the deck were Upstart Goblins or Shard of Greeds or Jar of Greeds. I was sort of back and forth between the 3. I opted out of Jar just to, I don't know, I didn't want to be reliant on those extra draws and then get screwed by Decree. Side deck sort of takes care of that problem. Upstarts, I didn't like giving my opponent 1,000 life points. And Shard of Greed I just thought was too slow. I think in the long run of those 3 choices, Upstart would be the best. But in the meantime, since Konami decided to let us do it, instead of playing 3 more draw cards, I decided to play 3 Magic Cylinder. And the amount of rage quits that I have accrued thanks to this card have been astounding. So, like I said, that's just sort of a little bit of troll, but it's really going to punish the opponents for using their Solemn Warnings and their Solemn Judgments and things like that. Similar to another reason why I cut mine, is I don't want to run into people doing the same thing that I'm doing and really hurt my life points there. Our extra deck is pretty much the same. There's really only one difference, and that's that I did cut Shining to 2. I know I've been the one preaching that you need to play 3 Shining, because inevitably you'll lose a game for not having that third one. But in testing lately, Double Nova Master. I haven't had games where the third Shining made a difference, but I've actually lost quite a few lately because I didn't have a second Nova Master for Super Poly. So for now, I decided to bump the third Shining to a second Nova Master. And then Zero, Sciriato, Gaia, Tornado, Adoration, Utopia, Pearl, Maestro, Photon, Blade Armor, and Excalibur. Without Bubble Man, De Sigma is not worth running. Now the side deck is quite a bit different. Some things are the same, a lot's different. We start off with Double Doom Cow. Not playing Bubble Man means we can really side more monsters and things like that. You notice there's no effect negation in the main deck. I'm just hoping to steal my opponent's things with Super Poly and beat over them with Miracle Fusions or punish them with Magic Cylinders. But just in case I need those extra big beaters or those effect negations, we've got Double Doom Cow. Cyber Dragon's back with Return of the Duelist sneak peeks today and tomorrow, and the set coming out here soon. Geargia will be out, which is going to have a lot of people wanting to play that in a slower format like we have now anyways. Decks like Gadgets, Gadget Stun, Gadget Machina, Car Curry, all of those with Geargias in them, most certainly will be a big thing to see. So having that Cyber Dragon there for a side deck Chimera Tech, I felt would become necessary. Just one Snowman Eater. I cut the DD Warrior Lady. Snowman for whatever, with Mirror Match, Samurai, just whatever. It's going to blow something up. Can always be Miracle Bait. Double Veiler, again, effect negation. Double Crow, I think Dark Worlds are probably going to be one of the bigger things this format. They didn't get hit, and they have the ability to constantly revive a 3K beater. So definitely need the Crows. With the Spellbook deck as well, getting some of their Spellbooks out of the graveyard can hurt some of the plays that they're going to make, so that could be a decent side deck card there as well. The third Super Poly, again, I just felt like I felt like I needed to cut one or the other, and it made more sense to cut a Super Poly inside it. Double Soul Taker, this is mainly just there for Mirror Match. Dragons are essentially gone. If you do happen to find somebody still trying to play it, of course, Soul Taker will do the job it's supposed to. But mostly that's just there for Shining, or to get my opponent's hero off the field before I summon mine, if I know they have Super Poly or whatnot. And then finally, Triple MST. I couldn't find room to main these. I've mentioned before that I have some friends that play builds similar to mine. I actually got some of the draw power idea, the idea of playing like upstarts and legacies from them. Some of them have mentioned playing the deck exactly how they used to, but just replacing those three with 3 MST. You could do that as well. I've opted not to. Like I said, right now I'm just going to punish my opponents for playing Judgment and Warnings and whatnot with those cylinders, and then Super Poly their stuff off and back that up with Miracles and whatnot. So that's the build for now. Let me know what you guys think. Comment, rate, subscribe, and I'll talk to you later. Peace out.